I'll reform the question is, let's say, is there a mission, for example, that requests you or asks you to support a ground force, like tanks or that kind of stuff?
Not at the moment. Maybe,
Got it.
but not at the moment.
Thank you.
Well, we have
Okay.
shore bombardment missions, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, Don
But we
Hoy.
don't
Not
have,
really,
we don't
but
have
it's a good
actual,
example.
actual CAS. We don't have because we don't have friendly ground forces per se modeled
Got it.
yet. But naval gunfire support is a thing, and that's already in the game.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
I was just gonna say real quick, if a pilot were to eject, is
not at the
there...
moment.
Oh no, okay.
Not at the moment. If you're about picking them up, not at the moment. I mean, they will stay. They will want. They will wait for rescue, but
Yeah, you can run them over and you can sink them with gunfire, but you can't rescue them yet.
yeah.
Oh, so they no longer explode upon impact of the ground now?
Okay,
No, they still explode. They're still waiting for the ground model.
May I ask where you guys got all this information for the historical, guidance systems and whatnot?
Sources vary pretty wildly, but we do use the internet for a lot of things. We do try and use historical sources as available, but granted, some information is classified, so some of these may be approximations.
Because wouldn't you guys be running into the same problem that War Thunder is currently running into?
Yes and no to some degree.
Yeah,
it really varies, but we will balance, more of the unknowns things in a way that we see fit, which is hopefully in line with everyone else's vision of how that weapon should perform.
I have a question about Key Plus. So,
interesting.
Jack 38 has two take off options, from the place and with a short run. And with a short run, it burns much less fuel, so it can fly 1 hour longer. Will be in game. Just
Okay, I'm experiencing some problem. Yeah, I just hang. Чё за нахер-то, блин?
Did you crash out?
Yeah, I think I'm crashed. But because I don't have anything.
Imagine being ejected out of a plane and then you expect a rescue, not just a single missile going at your location. Yeah, I'm being rescued. No, there's a missile inbound.
Another question about the multiplayer. I'm not sure if you guys have answered this already, but I know I'm kind of new to the project. So, first part of the question: will there be multiplayer? Not sure if there is going to be.
It was asked 15 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah, it's not
guns jamming and stuff. But,
yeah, like a gun jamming, like a Gatling gun jamming.
Not
a gun failure.
No, I think we don't have mechanical failures because, well, they're realistic, but they're not really fun,
Fun.
I see.
We don't.
And
I was mentioning it because Battlefield Gothic 2 managed to get a few mechanical failures into their game. They managed to balance it and make it fun. So that's why I was bringing it in there. All right, I'm done.
Ivan, stream maybe breakthrough mission.
It's been long, but yeah, okay.
Because that has some interesting new mechanics going on.
Hormuz actually too. Hormuz also have them now. I mean, play Hormuz. Daniel was very pleased with like over the mountain jumpers sudden, but okay. Breakthrough because Hormuz also have weather switching, but it's less noticeable there. Okay, the hard one, Gibraltar.
Can I ask, please, about Yak 38? Will they have a short run?
No, they just
from the
have
back?
at the moment they just have VTOL one stuff, and it's
Okay.
totally has no. Yeah, sorry, it totally has no effect on the fuel range for it now,
Okay.
because the fuel consumption on the launch is disregarded. Так, что я хочу? Я хочу этого.
So, do you have any of the Pakistan scenarios set up yet?
Yes,
do.
but they are not fully playable yet. Раз, два, три, четыре.
We don't yet have assets for all the in the package scenarios that we want to have. I mean, we have them, but not set up fully.
All right.
Is it possible to make it daytime or a little brighter, because overstream is a little hard to see the carrier deck?
It's intentional. It's oh, by the way, it's early morning and it's overcast and it's raining and you maybe will see the lightning somewhere. So you see this guy have to use lights to launch his aircraft. I think it's alright and stuff. Я уже забыл, что я тут делал обычно.
Something interesting to point out is that you do have the ability to hotkey units to your numbers on your keyboard as well. So typical RTS controls in that regard.
Yeah, and I'm doing exactly this right now.
Yeah, the symbology for when a unit is hotkeyed is displayed on the tactical display, but you'd have to zoom in to see it more specifically.
Yeah, because, for example, this guy... Ой, да пошел ты, Тойсис! So yeah, this will... Actually, no, let me have this one
Of course, the development console has to run.
I have a UI question.
Yeah. What's it? Yeah.
Would it be possible to allow for things like the tactical display to be displayed on a second monitor?
Matt has desire to do so. He haven't got to it yet, and yeah, we hope that we'll have time to do it.
I'm one of those that push for Matt to have that in, because then I can use my drawing tablet for having basically minimap.
Yeah.
On the side.
There was the big technical issue of having like a secondary like pop-up window though, because it would be like a separate application technically. So there are some technical issues that would have to be looked into.
Sure. Yeah, I know it's I know it's not that simple. I'm just curious.
It's something we keep in mind.
Thank you.
So as we just saw, you guys have the hangars in the Aura modded.
Yeah. Actually, I cannot state it any longer. Shut your mouth.
Contact's voice actor?
Yes, it's my voice and I hate it. It's a placeholder voice, and I'm just get furious by this. Обнаружен новый контакт. Yeah, I know.
Duh.
I request Evan's voice as a DLC, please.
Yes, please.
No way.
No need
Secret
for this.
low
He's
chance
already in.
voiceover.
I would pay money.
Yeah, I'll pay as well.
I appreciate the fact that there's a button that says kill stuff on.
You haven't seen anything.
Yeah, granted, those dev tools will likely not be in the
This
release
was
build.
format.
They will. They
They
will.
Oh,
will
they will?
just, yes,
Yes,
they
but
will.
they will be just disabled with one true or false bool statement in ENI file.
Yeah. So, because this is exactly the tool modders will need for making the stuff work, checking that it's work like they intended, and etc. etc. It's the thing I actually really needed in Cold Waters, and I made it for Cold Waters. So, yeah, we gonna ship it with the game.
You can also just use it to mess around though, no?
Of course.
Yes.
Like we will not have that stupid thing like, oh, everything is hard-coded, you have to play fair. It's a single-player game. Play it as you want. Have fun.
So I can just like hit things with 16-inch shells and see how they sink.
Yes, if you want to cheat, please cheat, because it's your decision. I mean, if you want funny, interesting game, play fair. If you don't. Like, I don't like, when like it's you've been told how to have your fun in your single player game, and neither of us do.
In the 90s,
okay.
in the 90s I was into Quake games, engine modding, and let's imagine all the Quake spawned series of games without having access to console. So this is the
Yeah.
philosophy that we have now for having all the dev tools and console in game, because we also have console.
Yeah, and
Dev
actually,
tools will be the
it is
prime,
here.
yeah, will be the prime modding and testing tool available to users.
That's one way of climbing.
Will be there a limit for your task force?
Probably no. At the moment, there are no any limit. You can spawn as many units as you want. I'm not sure. It's something, obviously, something should be done in the campaign about it. But I think it usually will be the soft limits instead of hard limits.
May I ask, anti-ships radar may see air units?
No, you have air search radar, you have surface search radar, and that's it. I mean, there are some dual-purpose radars, which, but they can consider it as air because air radars give you away faster. Давай, полетели. Интересно, ничего. Так, давай. Летим. Actually, yep, we have to rendezvous with Alpha class submarine. Yeah, by the way, check the forecast. If it's visible, of course, in stream.
So it's dynamic weather system.
Not purely dynamic, but it follows some. It can be in this mission. I manually switch it by some conditions.
I thought we fixed the flickering fuel range circles. Oh, it was flickering earlier.
Not entirely. It some flickers at some conditions. Так.
Interesting question from chat. Will the missiles only have NATO designations?
For now, yes. Later, I don't know. For Russian, of course, they will be in the native names for Russian translation.
So will you be able to change like the names of missiles and with like .ini files?
Yes, it's all in the text file, so you can call it wherever you want.
May you show select loadout in aircraft?
No tooltips at the moment, so you have only names. Later, I hope we will have.
We're actively looking into this.
Yeah, and yeah, actually, I have launched my other planes, so there's not much left. I wonder what is patrol for P-42.
Were there any KA-27/29s that could mount missiles on them?
No. And no K-29s. Actually, why are you top? Actually, I probably screwed already.
I think something that you could probably show off, Todd, is the unit glossary as well.
You
Well,
mean
unit
like
rep.
this one?
Yeah, so we actually have a means of displaying all of the ships and aircraft in the game in a little pop-up like this, where you can see all the information about what sensors they have, what weapons they carry, and a short little description.
Yeah, and for example, you have this as a hyperlink, so you can go and like check the missile, check its stats. Hehe. Alright. The pictures are not yet say decided on, so they may change. Yeah, and some textures are not there. If I do max, okay, отлично, летим.
I don't even know if we'll finish this mission on stream with how long it is.
Yeah,
Or if your computer doesn't explode.
I really don't understand what happened in Hormuz, because it's not a mission problem. There were no errors in the log. It seems that it just hung up on my computer. Maybe I got overheat or something. I have pretty
It could be
hot
possible from
keyboard.
the stream.
Possible to what stream?
It could be possible because of the stream. 'Cause,
Maybe. I mean, actually, I'm having a laptop, so I'm not sure if it's any good for that.
Do the SP team ever plan to add attack helicopters for NATO units, like LPD?
Yes, Nils already working on Sea Cobra, or going to work on it in near time. So, yeah, and we already have one tow armed helicopter, MD-500. Yes.
AK one, the little bird wannabe.
Oh, the Lahatut.
Yep.
К-29 will be in game.
No.
When was the Apache introduced? Late 70s, wasn't it?
Блять. Yeah, now I understand how I fuck up with this.
So, in theory, I could set up a custom mission, per se, with like 50 flat guns and just have them against helicopters.
Yes.
Yep.
Just
Yes.
giggles.
Yeah.
That will be very short-living mission, though. We
What,
are playing
against
on
attack
helicopter
helicopters?
side.
But a lot of explosions.
Yes, but a
Will
mild
be there
ballistic brain and all that kind of
some
stuff.
kind of will be there some kind of attack helicopter?
We already have one working, and Nils is working on the Sea Cobra, and it was asked just now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But what about Soviet Union?
About Soviet Union, I don't really know actually, because it should be something like Me-4, Me-8, Me-24, and none of them are naval
Yeah,
related.
Possibly Hayes Me-14, but it could carry some armament of S5 or S8 rockets, but I don't know
What
if it was
if
really
they
nice.
will be like patrolling the shores or something?
Sorry, didn't understand the question.
They just can be launched from normal bases.
Yes.
Yes, there are air bases. Yeah, I forgot about that. And the second is down too, right? Oh, it was the first one.
So how hard would it be to import a model from Blender and like get it functioning in the game? For modding.
Won't tell it at this moment because asset bundles will need rework later, but there is expected way to have that working. I mean, in Cold Waters, we had to write specific code, and Daniel is first author of it, and I think Matt helped rework it later to be able to import models. But in C-Power, we expect to ship it with the ability to add bundled model. As for my experience, but I'm not really, I wasn't really familiar with that. It was neither too easy, neither too hard after the asset bundle. I mean, you just need to pack it specifically, and you need new Unity for that, but it is quite doable. I mean, look at the dot mod. Guys are important models they made. So yeah, it should be quite possible.
Do you plan to add other navies with their relative campaigns in DLC or something like that in future? When the game will be released?
We will see. Because obviously we want to add a lot of stuff. The only question is about time, right?
Yeah. It will be great to see. Thanks for the answer.
Are those on the MiG-23? Are those semi-active radar missile or
no,
IR?
Both.
Infrared?
They are both infrared.
On the MiG-23?
Yes, it's R20 something. Yeah, this NATO naming really messes my understanding
Yeah,
of.
27T.
Yeah.
Yeah, the R24T, that'll probably be on the MiG-23.
Yeah.
And the R6s.
Yes.
Так, что у нас тут происходит, собственно говоря?
Would it not be easier to add like Europe under a coalition kind of, as each respective navy wouldn't really be that big, would it?
That's something we consider, having sort of NATO reinforcement pack, but that all depends.
All right.
It's probably too much in the Royal Navy to do that.
In the 1980s, maybe, because they were coming down, really, then, weren't they, from all the budget cuts and all that?
Hello?
So biggest NATO plane will be B-52, and will Soviet Union get such big bomber or no?
I'm not sure actually. Mick, will we have 295s as bombers? No, we don't have it. We don't have how to say fighting 295s. We have recon ones.
Fighting ones we could have.
So
I was pretty sure we had, because of the recon one we also had one to 142, but you got me now confused.
We have 295 RT, which is a recon plane.
Didn't we have the standard one? I need to check.
Well, they have like the Tu-16 and the Tu-22 and all that, which could be comparable, kind of.
Tu-95 never really had an anti-ship rule except for using the AS-3, which is a nuclear missile, and we don't do nuclear missiles yet. So
also there will be only modern 232, I don't know, or will be old one. Like which one is very slick?
That's something else about our user interfaces, like the things like the tactical display can actually be changed to fit your screen as well. So you can set them up however you wish, and you can position them where you wish, at least in terms of the tactical display itself and the event log.
So what are those yellow lines? What do they represent?
It's a possible location. So this radar is picked by ESM emission, and it's not like it is somewhere here.
All right.
So icon is not the actual position; it's the the expected position. No, not the expected position. It's just something you can click onto. The actual position of this radar is somewhere in this circle.
Okay.
Does that circle change based when you have like multiple different craft that are picking up that emission?
Yes, it's going to beta TMA. Let's.
Yes, they showed us a long time ago, I believe, you can triangulate the position of an enemy warship or aircraft.
Yeah, that was with Sonar Boys, I think.
Will be there a bomber which NATO name is Blinder? That's an old 222.
No idea. We have 222 M3, and for genuine 222, I'm not that sure. Да, блядь, что происходит нахрен?
So how does jamming work? Like, what effects does it actually have on like a fighter, for example?
Unfortunately, due to recent update of aircraft control, jamming works not like I like. Jamming creates Jamming creates a sector in which every unit in this sector looking into the direction of jammer got its radar range lowered. So it's great against, for example, plane raiders. They cannot see you. We cannot aim your weapons on them at you unless.
So do they also jam friendlies as well?
No.
I thought they actually reduced the effective range of their spotting abilities, though, if they were within that jamming field. At least how the old system worked.
Yes, they have reduced range of spotting stuff.
Who was screaming Fox 1?
Enemy, you can
Yep,
you can hear some of the enemy phrases.
Oh.
Not all of them, but some of them.
So
I
how
still have
does
mixed feelings about that.
So how does the enemy AI work in these missions? Are they sort of reacting dynamically to what you're doing, or is this all based more on a script?
Yes and yes. It's based on the script, and they reacting dynamically on what is going on. So they have some patrol routes. It's not like we want to have it in the end, but for now, it's just a route. So there's a route here where the enemy planes patrols, and when they notice some of my guys, they go and engage them.
Of course, with time, tools, the mission editor should be, much more functional and provide a lot more depth into making the AI more interesting instead of pre-planned. Personally, I would love to see like extra features like being able to set like a patrol area, for example, without manually clicking in every single waypoint. Time will tell.
Can enemies just be scared of if you like sunk their capital suite and try to go back home or something? Or they will be always fighting the last ship?
At the moment, they have no fear.
So I did hear something along the lines of a logistics system mentioned a while back. Is that?
It's not at the moment present yet because we still don't have a campaign. We still don't have a campaign, so nothing which is related to it is available yet. I mean, logistics system does not work in the single mission, right? Because you don't need it there. So the only thing where it makes sense is a campaign, and it's not in the campaign yet.
Yet, keyword.
Yet, keyword. Yeah, by the way, the newly made NATO Raiders from Mextalk. Actually, yeah, the thing is that, as you see, I don't really have much time to look at the beauty which our artist made. I mean, this stuff is amazing, but to command units, I'm living literally in this screen. I don't see much.
Oh, by the way, could you maybe tell us how the city generation will work?
It's black magic.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's a bit hard for us to exactly tell you how the auto generation works, but at least in terms of the features, we do have biomes and such as well. So buildings that would belong in that region should technically be in that region. And it is, if you go off to one side of the world and another side, like, yes, you should be able to see buildings and such.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Of course, going forward, we will be having more, screenshots and such.
Ian, the person who makes codes autogen, isn't here, so if he could tell you a bit more about it.
Yeah, going down.
It's his domain.
Was there a I can't remember when it was mentioned, but somebody mentioned there was a video in the works.
Oh, by the way,
comment?
autogen. For some reason, it's disabled in Steam. Yeah, actually, please enjoy the beautiful autogen our guys did.
Work in progress.
Well, yeah, work in progress, but still a sight to behold.
Yeah, the closer you get to it, you start realizing that it's not like super high fidelity, but for the sake of what the game is about, I think it's more than sufficient.
More than enough, yeah. It looks very good.
It is better than just flat terrain, really, isn't it?
It is better than some simulator.
It does pose some issues, but we're working on it.
You don't want give red color to USSR and blue color to NATO forever.
No, actually, it's better to have uniform color scheme because that way you know that blue are yours, enemies, red are enemies. So you don't have to change it all the time. And like, okay, what about Indians, Pakistan? Do we give them some specific color or what? You got the idea.
Pro Soviet fraction red, pro NATO fraction blue.
No.
No.
Pro player faction blue, pro
There's a
enemy
lot of
side
unaligned.
red.
The issue is you got the player, neutral, and enemy hostile. So you gotta have 3 color.
Actually, you have 4 colors because you have unknowns as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes, very.
PC Power Dev committing war crime live.
Would like to be able to turn that off in an edit file.
It's actually need to be checked. So
But there are any VTOL aircraft like the AVB or the Yak 141?
Yeah, we have Beetle aircraft.
Cool.
Well, if
Was the Yak 141 mass produced?
no, it was not in the service, so this one will not be in the game.
Yak 141 only had 2 ever produced.
All right. I just love how overboard they went with the missiles on that thing. The the Kievs.
Yeah, quite a strange ship to my liking. I mean, 2 in 1. Not really. I'm not sure if it will be able to properly.
Second elevator for helicopters.
Helicopters, I think either this one or both of these elevators. I don't remember. Haven't touched Kiev for a long time.
The stern one is for helicopters.
Actually, they can have 2 helicopters on this in reality. So this is a simplified. It's not even like the proper VTOL launch. It's just how to say.
It's just something.
Something,
Yeah.
right?
It's a little on rails.
Yeah, well, everything you see is work in progress.
Я
Yeah.
can give rep station.
What?
Rep, ну, радиоэлектронная борьба.
But the jammer on this, it's no. I mean, it probably will not be effective at all, or something. I don't really know what rep did they have, or I don't really know what jammers did they have, or if they used them actually.
Сирень. In container.
Is it comparable with that one on the roller? Because I don't really have any viable data on it.
Yak 38 is kind of like a helicopter, but much worse.
Oh, second
Yes.
elevator is working. It's really nice.
Yes, of course.
Honestly, I'm in question as to the capabilities of VTOL on the like sustained VTOL on the 38, anyways. But because the Harrier couldn't really do it for long under like.
Well, the Harrier's somewhat better, but it's still pretty terrible.
Thing is that if doing VTOL, Yak cannot carry real, let's say, any viable armament. I think it was a couple of 100-kilogram bombs or something. Still, it severely reduced its range. The VTOL launch you just seen is just like it was an experiment to see how it looks like if we take the helicopter launch and make, I don't know, crazy pairing with the plane launch. Or I think later we will change Yak to have a STL only, because everybody go home.
Yeah, the VTOL effect can be interesting. I mean, of course, we are not a flight sim, so we don't have like full fidelity flight models and all.
Yeah. Right now, helicopters are instantly rotated on the recovery points because they are not really plugged into the new taxi system. Someday somebody gets to it. I mean, from the code part, they should theoretically work right now, but they don't for some reason. So they just auto-adjusted. Да. Текущий уже. And Yak-то. Yeah. Это еще не касается. Иди домой.
Did the Yak-38 have to mount a gun pod, or did it has it internal?
I think it had a mounted gun point. It doesn't have really a lot of internal stuff. Alright, has to wait for a long time.
Yeah, all those helicopters.
Maybe they're missing waypoints because of the time compression. Yeah. Need to revise the hold on the Kiev and helicopters, actually. And now we go in circuit. It's kind of simplified here.
We'll probably want to end stream here in the near future, by the way.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I missed. Yeah.
Can you run out of fuel for planes or on a carrier?
Yes. Yes.
Yes and no, because you will run out of fuel, but you will just be your plane became uncontrollable and will go back home. We will add later that planes without home base will be able to fall into the sea. Right now, it's disabled for testing purposes. We changed the fuel system twice during that, so we just left it as it is, not to have sudden deaths from that. So, my favorite.
Kitty Hawk.
Yeah. So, F14. Loadouts. Carriers turns to wind to be able
One
to.
question.
The fuel line.
If you
fuel line
assign,
thing. Sorry, fuel line
go
thing.
ahead.
That's actually how long you have until you go bingo, as far as I know.
Yeah. So this you like guaranteed to be able to reach this range on cruise speed and altitude. Well, actually, this range you will not be able to reach because it does not takes the takeoff fuel. But when you're playing in air, this this circle actually became correct one.
And when it comes down to assigning aircraft or flight, if you assign multiple F-14 to one flight, are they taking off all together or in a separate way?
They take off in a separate way like this with the elevators, but they will form up later. So, for
In the air.
example,
Okay.
we do this. I'm speeding up time a bit.
Is the Super Freelon in a flyable state yet?
I think yes. Mac has did. So in this case, we have this guy automatically set as a formation leader. And
indicated by the spade symbol next to its track number.
yes. And these are his followers, indicated by this, I don't know, chevron thingy. This guy is relevant. He's the first launch. And you see the guys who was launched behind after them, they are actually going into formation. So yeah, in that break formation, I actually had typhoons in these formations, and I just took leaders, and they automatically catched up. Now there is a glue information, which is also yet work in progress, but right, there are two forms of formation. One is when the unit is act almost independently, and the other one when they went into a glued formation, which they operate like a single thing.
So you got a line abreast formation and a finger one?
We have formations.
Loose circle. Oh, that's
Loose
great.
is like default. Circle, weak, echelon, line abreast. Right now we just slide in the positions, and this guy is actually bugged. But later we will actually move more correctly.
Do you have to
Everything
like
is working properly.
micromanage? Do you have to micromanage these formations of the planes?
At the moment, yes. That was the reason I launched my MiG one by one in that mission.
Okay.
Later we want some automatic logic, because as you see, I was very concentrated on that fight, while it's not,
Yeah.
should not be that difficult. So automation of formation stuff is later thingy, because it's AI stuff. We need to define many situations, define the behavior of planes in these situations, etc., etc., etc.
Does that go the same as for like naval vehicles as well? Do you have to micromanage them as well, or is it slightly automated?
What vehicles?
Naval vessels. Like, do you have to manage the fleet, like micromanage?
Yes, you have, but they mostly doing actually not bad themselves. I mean, they have
Okay.
they have
So
they
how does? Oh, you go.
yeah, they have their reptile brain, which like says them when and what to attack, etc., etc. So in general, you just set a course and hope for the best.
Okay.
You probably will have to micromanage the attack stuff, because otherwise you will overspend your ammunition.
Got it. Another
But
question about. Sorry. Another question about formation. Last time in a SP Power Dev update, we saw dogfight. I was wondering, when it comes down to fighter, will they break formation? Is there a trigger for it when they merged, or?
What you mean?
Let's say you got two fighter entering visual arena combat, so merging with two MiG-28 and a dogfight will those F-14, for example, break formation and choose fly
No.
by themselves. So
They
you
will
got
not.
to.
Like later, I will add the if plane is out of ammo. It just I'm Winchesters and go to base. So, but other than that, no.
But at the moment, so they don't break formation if they merge with an enemy fighter or anything like that. They stick together.
If they are fighting with some other fighters, they break formation for attack. Yeah, that's that. So, for example, if those guys flying in some formation here, right, and one of them like, I mean, let me just spawn something enemy. It does not have sonars, but who cares? Yeah, of course it's spawned near the carrier.
Interesting question in chat was, could failures like mechanical issues on aircraft occur? No.
No.
Not at this time. I don't think that would really be fun either, because the player can't do anything about that.
Just random.
Yeah. You see, this guy is exited the formation and attacked this one. Technically, yeah. Why I was baffled by the question? From it's breaking the formation from your point. From my point, it doesn't. I mean, it's still information. It just have some logic which overrides its behavior.
Yeah. When Wingman separate himself to fire on the guard, so that is on a player decision, not on a AI reaction.
Yeah. On the player decision, it will be the same. You select the gap, for example, again. Stop. Okay, this guy is back in formation. Now we have some other guy in formation, and we say to him, attack. He does exactly the same.
So if you give this order to the leader of the squadron, will only he go, or will the rest of the squadron follow him?
It's a pain in the ass. Right now, there are exactly two methods that you described. Actually, in the later, we won't have to something like ability to shoot all missiles from all guys' information into this target. Shoot missile only from one guy with formation in this target. Be able to shoot one more missile from the next guy information in this target. Something like that. Because in different situations, you need different stuff. When you launching harpoons, for example, you want to probably launch all of them. For example, if you're attacking some carrier, right? But if you're attacking a group of vessels, you will want to launch a single harpoon at each vessel or something. So different situation will require different tools available.
Will a squadron be able to engage another full squadron when where every aircraft engage a different one?
Right now we engage one-on-one. So aircraft has one target, and it's. I mean, air combat is not present yet. All you have seen it's like unexpected good behavior of the default state. I hope we will have something much more logical, spectacular when the Met will be able to return to it. Because right now he is really preoccupied with campaign, and the campaign is real big stuff. So yeah, possibly in the future. I mean, it is gonna be quite complicated stuff because air combat requires a lot of if this do that, and if your body is doing that, then if enemy is doing this, then you got the idea.
Yeah. So it's still very work in progress.
Yep.
Got it.
So it's
Thank you.
at the moment it's more about weapon functionality than actual aircraft logic behavior.
Yeah. For the moment, just the platform follow the orders from the player. Do not really hack by himself. For the aircraft, at least.
Sorry, I missed you. Was paying attention. What again?
So I was saying, for the moment, any fixed wing hacked basically on any given order, not by himself or has any reaction for the moment.
You can give them weapons free and they will attack themselves, but like enemy aircraft has a little bit more freedom here because they have a preset roads assigned automatically by code. For player you have to do it yourself, and enemy always flies on weapons free, so if it sees you it will try to engage you. As you see in the breakthrough, it leads to like somewhat chaotic behavior because my mix were almost invisible for enemy because I was jamming enemy. So enemy F-15s and F4Js were trying to get against my radio location planes, which were revealing their position by emitting radars. And then when something changed, they react and they killed those jammer guys, because I have problems with jammers. And I think I lost only one MiG, only because it was detected after shooting the AVAX while hang too long in the area. So yeah, right now there is proper, how to say, right now it is missing the proper target distribution, right? Because it should be ever changing, and again, it's quite a complex work, and it should be plugged into already working AI of a single battle. So yeah, just don't let me go into contest if then that.
I gotta head out, guys. Have fun.
Huh?
Yep.
Good luck to you.
And to you,
Have
my
fun.
friend.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
So I was asking last time and didn't have the chance to get an answer about it. We saw in the Super Level update aircraft doing a level laydown bombing. Will certain aircraft be able to do dive bombing too for more accurate bombing?
Hopefully, yes, but not at the moment. At the moment, it's not possible. They all we can do is a level bombing.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of level bombing, let's do it.
Talking about
You
bombing,
can use the Harrier for that. It carries one bomb.
True.
Okay, why not?
Talking about bombing, will ACE have access to GBU or targeting pod or that kind of stuff in the future?
We have some planes with guiding pods. I just don't remember what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Anti-ship. Let's see what does anti-ship mean here. Oh, 2 bombs. Yeah, and meets like the recent addition, Carrier. Again, very fresh, just from the oven.
Yeah, I don't even think we've shown it in the dev blogs yet, have we?
No.
First.
Also, we don't want to show everything to the players.
Well, people who came to stream deserve some like really hot stuff.
What else Mercury for?
Yeah, not.
Nice.
Note that it had explosion here, and then secondary explosions carried out the damage powers. So if I check this poor guy, yeah, it having real problems. So what do we have here? It has flooding all across the board. It has integrity zeroed at 4 compartments, and only fifth one is holding it. Probably it will survive if the crew will be able to keep up with flooding. I mean, you see, it's an enemy ship. Obviously, it's in automatic all the time. So right now, it is concentrated its efforts on the 4th section, trying to deflood it. Not like pumping out the water from compartment, but actually dealing with incoming water. So it's represented by exclamation marks here. It's not visible here, and you see the systems are burning. Those one who were like yellow or red now just black because they burned out. And yeah, it wasn't able. It's exploded. hull integrity felt less than 10%, and that so Harrier was able to sink it. Ведь куда он улетел? Yeah. Here's our Harrier. What next? Naval gunfire support, right? We have this in the
Don Hoy, I think.
Donskoy, and it's under construction,
Under
right?
construction, yes.
Which
don't
one?
know.
First, second?
Maybe I'll try the second. The second one, but I think has the proper B-13 guns, but might be broken otherwise. So caution
Okay.
advised.
Caution advised. Do we have helicopters?
You have
Yes,
one on
we
the
do.
turret.
Yeah. So, as I remember, it was problematic for Oklahoma. No, these guys are probably enemies. I'm not mistaken. But I try to pretend that I don't know who they are. Actually, no.
Ivan, can you increase the volume in game a bit?
Yep.
User 09927045452545084558 asks politely.
Okay. Vietnamese MiG. And we obviously too late. Yeah. I doubt that we were able to do anything. Are my raiders doing anything?
Yeah, weapons tight.
No, I'm about raiders.
Aren't they warming up still?
I mean, I got these guys on visual.
Yeah, but they're probably getting masked by terrain because they're flying in low. As they did in the real engagement.
What is the law? What is the border for its radar, air search radar?
No, no, but it's probably not that great when you're operating right up against the coast.
Well, these guys are all they are over the sea, and they 200
but
feet over the sea.
That doesn't matter because you still have a terrain clutter in the background.
Gallows. No. Да блин, чё ты американский автопром. Блин. Сволочь летучая.